I tricked me. I tricked me. I tricked me. Mathematics. What are mathematics? How and hi, somebody just showed up. It might be somebody, it might be nobody, but it doesn't matter. It says whoever it is, it's number one. So it's either me or you. I'm not sure. Have you ever heard of the C-do? How about the CD? CD doesn't say very much, just two letters, right? Unless you create art with them, like, right? What if we created art with C and D? Like, I didn't say very much, but where's my pen? I'm like a blind man. Where's my pen? Oh my God, the elephant. Where's the elephant? Oh, here it comes. The elephant just stamped out the mouse. And you know what? Don't swear at me. Don't swear at me, but look, here's the cursor. So what is that cursor doing? Picking and choosing and pointing by the elephant as the river flows, because my mouth is still going, as my blood is still circulating, as my mind is still advancing into the future. Who knows the next word that I might say, and why did I say it? At what point during the speech, while I was speaking, was I thinking of which word to say and what it's going to mean and which direction I'm going to be pointing you towards? How do you know what's real and it is not real? And if you don't know what I'm talking about and you do understand what I'm talking about, how come you've never learned it before, but you understand what I am saying? Because you don't know everything. Here is the cursor. And you're coming out live, or are you coming out evil? The time of what happened, the action that happened, the person, place, or thing. Explain it to me. Give me some details and make it good, the adjective and adverbs. Give me some action. Everything is action. All these letters, boo-hoo, when you were younger. B and H, the 28th cycle. 02, 08, and a cat going on by. And there's the tail of the story. So this is one of the cycles. Now, what is 2? What is 8? Where is H? Where is B? And what about the, is this the way you want to make the OO, or is the word going to be like that? B8 and H8, 88. And that is the sky. It is the purple sky. Remember, I start out with no stories. I read to you what the letters and numbers say to me because of how we were programmed. The alphabet of ABCs. A is first, B is second, C is third. They even have a song, and they got a group and a big song out of it. One of the songs is A, B, C, D, E, F, G. See, they stop at G. It's highlighted. And it starts with A, okay? And when you play pool, it's 1 through 7, then the standing up 00, right? One gets a heaven up there, and the other gets a heaven down here. And that's the passing of the 7th gate. And then you get 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm sorry. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And these two, number 56 or 65, 1221, okay, irrelevant, okay, they are the beginning of pi, not one without the other. 5 is created with a 1 dot inside of it, of all 10, and 4 is created of the same way. Here is 4, and here is 4. That is the beginning of your 10/20 obligation through a separation in the star system calculation of this kind of math, which means in this position, I can create the multiplication. In this position, I can create the addition. These come with numbers 2 and 8, and 4 and 6, and 1 and 9, and 3 and 7. Now we ask ourselves, if we can have a square keypad, in where we used to have a dial pad, and there used to be a big difference
in the dial pad between the half a moon and the two empty positions over here, if you remember what I'm talking about from the old phones. So when you dial up that, they also show you at the bottom of your phone the star, the 0, and this. Well, this pound key is to help you divide all your 9 numbers. And this 0 is right over here to show you your O and connecting all your areas, the centers of your areas. And the star is over here. And they create the star by attaching these together. The pool game goes 1 through 7. And when you add 1 through 7, it equals to 28. B and H, boo-hoo, come into this world. Are you scared? Who's wearing the mask now? Beta creation. Number 23, the magic of number 23 is who? It is W, which is the 23rd letter. The reverse is the 4th letter. In order to create the H, you need to create 44 to connect the heavens. You need the one spirit to connect the two sides, because we have a side here and a side here, but we got no communication. So big deal. We can't communicate. That means I can't go there. You can't go here. I can't hear you. You can't hear me. In fact, I don't even know if you're there. And if you are there, and to me it's a replica of me, or what if it's inside of a TV and you need to move it with the manette, but you just can't because you don't have the manette. So those are the two sides. So you need that one spirit link to get over to the other side of creation. Creation and creation. You know that arrow of love, hooked up for life to who you are, and who you are as the avatar. Here you are. Here I am. Where did I come from? Who am I? The other words with who and why. The children's questions. Why? How come? How come? How come? Through creation of who is how. Okay, this, is from a game of craps, and it's the come line. And on the come out line, or the pass line, you also have, after you have come out into life, there's now the come out roll, which is 4, 5. I mean, it's the come out roll. Actually, do they call it the come out roll, or after the pass line is met, or is that the come out roll? Anyways, the numbers are 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, and 10. Those are the points. These are all called points. And it starts with 4 and it ends with 1. It starts with 4 and it ends with 1. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. So it starts with 1 and it ends with 1 when you get the 4. So 4 and 1. 14, 14, 14. Each one of these has odds in the game. And boo-hoo and how come? How come? They want to know. How come? They want to know more. How come when we get to a certain age and we just want to, we don't want the how comes anymore. It's I want this and I want that. And then we ask you, why do you want a car? Why do you really want a car? Do you want to get around? Do you want to show off? Are you becoming lazy? How come? Now daddy wants to know, how come? Why did you do this? How come? First it was the child. How come? Now it's the father. How come? Does anybody understand why they asked that question, or why they were asked that question? Now, that's what I do in my work. I just look at the number 1 and I want to go, how come? It's not just the number 1 to me. It's more than that. I can do things with it. And I can do things according to how creation is living life on this planet. And the creation living the life on this planet is us. So there's a number 1 there. How come? What is it for? And how come when it's like this and I find it like in here, they call it a 1 dot, right? But it's in the fifth position. It's at the crossroads. You know why? Ask me. How come? I want to hear somebody say, how come? Where's my dice? Here they are. Here they are. Here, instruments. Instruments of creation for their own, this is for a mathematical calculator for usage. But no, everything had to be shared with us. It had to be in plain sight. In order for the wool to be pulled over our eyes, they had to show us what the code was in plain sight by putting out what they already knew. But this is a code machine. This is telling a story. This is only one piece. You don't get all the pieces unless you create the pieces and put them together, because you're building from just one piece, one instrument. If you can turn this instrument into some technical design and multiply it in two fashions, in multiple fashions, in fact, one of the fashions is to be making it larger and keeping it singular, or making it the smallest it can be, although larger than a square. It's the addition. And then we get 4 of these all in one area. What do we call that? Do we call that the cube, or do we call that the block? Do we call it a block or like, oh my God. So this one over here has its own house in the middle. Call it A and call this outside H. That's the house. When you get into the letter R, okay, what makes up to be the letter R? See, I'm going to have to go through here, and I didn't want to. We're going to divide the house up one more time, and we're going to reflect that house. And now we're going to go, can we go ace 11? Normally the ace is in the fifth position. Why is it ace 11 in blackjack? Where does that come from? Why do we have 2 values? Well, it is because it is the one of this house, and you're not of this house. And the actual counting in this house is 1 and 9, 10, 3 and 7, 10, 4 and 6, 10, 2 and 8, 10, rotas sator. 28 and 19. We'll talk about that later. Our creation, 9/11 from Jesus, right here. Spirit cycle is 19 by 19 equals to 361, which is 1 degree more. Plus 19 plus 19 equals to 399, and it is creation through the passage 66 through Jupiter and the skies of Saturn. Jupiter already says in its name, it says, I am the division of Earth. J is a representation of D, and U is in representation of AB. You can just say bad if you want, 412. It's a creation through the sun. Seems like there's a double sun or a shared sun that might come into the same worlds, to where you split day and night. And over here, in this part over here, this might be where we get into the Arctic area. So why is there so much day, and how come things are not the way they seem to be? So anyways, we're going to leave that there. So Jupiter is number 99. So we have to always see what's right in front of us, because we don't know. We don't know what's right in front of us. This is a representation. 69, okay, is 9 times 6 equals 54, and that is the sun fox. Is a trench. It's a foxhole, like in the army. Army talk, right here through the sun, number 54, which is a creation from the letter N, the 14th letter, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4. And it is the NO 1415, which begins pi through O, say, can you see? And O, Canada, and all the other O's, but it's a reflection of Mars, which is 1/4, same two numbers, of time and Earth. That's Earth's value in a single count. It's also 52. 1/4 of 15 seconds of 60 seconds on the clock. 6 and 9 in rotation is actually coming through the gateway, because there's your 6 and 9. I just didn't leave you any tails. And when I leave you the tails, they create the 8. And usually that's what makes you connect the 7th gate. You know that little line through the F? Or why don't we just do that little line like that and like that? And that's that little line that connects the 8th to the 7th gate. And maybe that's where you can call it Spirit of Jack, because of how it hooks up. One is a straight line out, and then the other one hooks in. I don't really know how it works, how you get through the two worlds. Don't forget your screen on your computer, etc., etc. There are so many things that are going on, but I want to see my face on the computer. I'm getting a little thirsty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Say something to me. Ask me a question. So, have we seen anything? Anyways, my son was telling me something tonight. He said this, and it might have made a mistake. I'm not sure if he said this exactly, but he says in a liter of water, the pH level is supposed to be 7.15, and in a lemon, for a lemon of 200 milliliters, 200 milliliters of lemon. I mean, if it's pure lemon, it's pure lemon, but for 200 milliliters of lemon, the pH apparently is 3.15. So you would be lowering the pH. I don't understand that. I once put a lemon inside water and it raised my pH. I'd like to look that up. Does lemon raise your pH? Anyways, P and H is like one of the most important things in the world. H2O, P and H, it's everything. You can't get away from it, and it relates to Jesus born. Number 33 always reminded me of Jesus, and it represents number 5. Okay, and look at that, on the cross, Jesus on the cross. And if you ask me why, I also said, why does, now I have to remember, 96 on the cross. I saw something, I'm losing it. Jesus on the cross in the sun, 96. He is the son of the crossover. Just give me a second. I saw something in that, and I don't remember what it is. Wow, I lost it. Jesus, number 7. Oh, yes, number 33. Because 3 times 3 and 3 plus 3 equals 6 and 9. And the 6 and 9 will create, here's your 6, okay? And here's your 9. I can do it that way if I want. I shouldn't have done it that way. Here's your 9 and here's your 6. Okay, that's I just wanted, there you go. Right? That's the percentage. You can just do this if you want. But I made it a little fancier. Then, okay, you're right. It should have been maybe, okay, like that maybe. Okay, and you can find it, okay, right over here. And I call Jesus number 5, the 1 dot in the center, because he's found on the percentage sign. They gave it away. They made man a question mark. They made number 4 $1, because that's where 10 comes in. They made this slash mark because this is where 3 comes in. And when 3 comes in, the funny thing is when you count 1 plus 2 equals to the next number 3, then 3 plus 1 equals to the next number 4, then 4 plus 1 equals to the next number 5. Isn't that crazy? 5 plus 1 equals to 6. But now if you went 6 plus 2, that would equal to 8, and you'd be skipping over the 7th gate. You'd be just skipping over number 7. So imagine if everything goes to 4, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1 plus 5 equals to the next number 6. So now what happens here? 6 and 7 equals to 13. 1 and 3 equals to 4. So now we're over here at 4, 7 and 4. Jesus Christ, time on the cross. 7 and 4 is 11. 1 and 1 is, we're back to 2 again. So how did we rotate upward? Did you follow what I just did? How did we rotate upward and then come back at 2? And will we rotate again and then come back at 3? Or is 1 and 2 and no more rotation? 1 plus 2 equals to 3. 1 plus 2 equals to 3. If I did this in Fibonacci, 3 plus 2 equals to 5. 5 plus 3 equals to 8. 8 plus 8. 8 plus 5 equals to 13. 1 and 3 equals to 4. So what is it telling you inside of Fibonacci when our basic straight line addition of 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10? It equals to 4 and it equals to 10. And oh my God, look at this. First of all, these are the only 2 dice you can create a 10 with. Those are the only 2. Yes, number 11. The only 2. The reverse is alpha beta. These 2, okay, there you go, will create these 2. 1 times 2, 2. 2 plus 1, 3. 3 and 2 equals 5. 3 times 2 equals 6. 1 and 2 creates 5 and 6. That's what numbers do. They make it perfect. That's how you can roam around. Because if I can do it, then the computer can do it. Because if the computer can't do what I can do, oh my God, that would be nuts. Imagine if I'm the only one that can do that, that knew that. That would be insane. I'd be like the only people that would ever do something that would tell you that ever. What do you think? I need to know. But what if I told you that we can also create it this way? That's right. I can create 6 and 5 this way. 1 times 5 equals 5. 1 plus 5 equals 6. We just did it. We did it at 2 and 3. And we did it with 1 and 5. And they both create 5 and 6, or 6 and 5. And to the 7th gate, it's 12, 21. To the 4 house, okay, to the 4 house, to the other side, to the 4 house, okay, over here, we would have 6 and 7 equals to 13, 8 and 5 equals to 13, 5 and 8 equals to 13, and 6 and 7 equals to 13, and this equals to 7, 7, 7, 7. This equals to 13, 13, 13, 13. God and God, or 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3 mathematically, and then they become all 7s. This 3 and 4 equals to 3 times 4 equals to 12. 3 plus 4 equals to 0, 7. Okay, now this 7, all these, okay, 7s. Just give me a second. Once you get to the 4th one, you have separated. You already found the center to this. Here is your first center. If it's a duplicate, it's another and a duplicate center, but forget about that for now. This comes together. These 2 will join, and it will be 4, 8, 4. Okay, DH, designated hitter. I think that's where we come in. 8 times 4, 8 plus 4 equals to 32 equals to 12, and it creates that 44 scenario through 7. Jesus Christ, the time. This 7 times 7 times 7 equals to 343, which is CDC again. We have to keep repeating CDC for the system because that's where the computer sits. That's how it works, the flow of a river. And that's what it's throwing into us. And 7 plus 7 plus 7 equals to 21, equals to the 364 days of 13 moons. Anyways, we're going to keep it at that. It was that simple. 24 minutes. You got to have a little bite to eat. Come back a little bit later. Where I was at the beginning with these squares, yes, we were talking about 11. I'm going to create 4 squares
over here. I'm going to have to finish this. Either it's this between these two and these two. I'm not sure what the other duplicate squares will do, but this diamond perhaps should not be there, and it should actually be, and I'm only seeing the inside of the diamond. I had to now put it to the outside of itself. That was the core of the skull bones. That's the thing about the skull bones. It's all primaries, all pieces and parts. You have to build the story together. So it encompasses both the blocks into one system over here. Raphael, speak a little later. Thank you for watching this video.